Hey, seventh graders. I am getting some messages that you guys are having a hard time with the try this on page 324 about the Punnett squares. So let's look at an example and see if that helps. Okay, so we're looking at deafness in dogs. Okay, so that's my example that we're going to give you. And think about it for a minute. You know more, or you see more dogs that are not deaf than dogs who are deaf. Okay, so not being deaf is a dominant trait. So most of the time, dogs are not deaf. Okay, so being deaf is a recessive trait. So you're not likely to be, the dogs are not likely to be deaf. And I misspelled recessive. Okay, anyway. Okay, so what we're going to do is look at what the tendency is for deafness in dogs. Now, when you have, we're going to have a D for dominant, and a capital D means that that is an allele. So each little letter is going to be an allele, A-L-L-E-L-E, allele. I probably misspelled that. Okay, so D is dominant, big D, and little d is recessive. Okay, so everybody has two alleles. Everybody has two of these or two of those or a combination. Okay, so let's look first at a dog that has two big D's. Okay, and that is called homozygous. Yes. Okay, homozygous means you have two of the same thing. Okay, you can also be homozygous recessive. So you can have two little d's. Okay, so homozygous means the same. So both are the same. Heterozygous, so that is heterozygous means different. Okay, so you have heterozygous means both the letters are different. They're not the same. So you can have big D and little d, and that's it. Okay, because these are both the same, and then you have one combination where it's different, and the big letter always goes first. Okay, it's just the way you're going to see it. Okay, so homozygous means the same, and it's a big D, two big D's or two little d's. Heterozygous means different. Okay, so when you're seeing that in the instructions, that's what that means. Okay, so we're going to look at some parents, some doggy parents. And the first dog is going to be homozygous dominant. Okay, and that just means you have two of the same. Okay, so this is dad, and then mom, and let's say they're the same too. Okay, so if you're going to have one parent is dad and one's mom, and they're both the same. So when we do our Punnett square, we're just making a little square like this, and then we're going to make 4 spots in it. Okay, and you're going to put one of the parents on the side, and then one of the parents on the top. It doesn't really matter which way unless it tells you, but you're just looking at both. Okay, and then you're going to just compare across and combine them. So I'm going to take this D and this D and put it in here. Okay, that D and that D and put it in there. This D and this D, put it there, and this D and this D, put it there. Now, if you have two dominant alleles, that means that the offspring will be dominant. Okay, that means there's no way any of the puppies are going to be deaf. Okay, now let's look at a different one. You have, let's say that dad is dominant. Okay, he's homozygous. They're both the same. And then mom is heterozygous. Okay, so hers are different. So homozygous is the same. Heterozygous is different. So this is a different situation where you're going to make your square again. Okay, let's make that different. Okay, so you're going to have 4 slots, and you're putting dad on one side and mom with the big D and the little d on top. Okay, so now we're going to combine them again and see, are we going to have any deaf puppies? So on here, you have big D and big D, and then big D and little d. Okay, then you have big D and big D, big D and little d. Okay, so you have 2 puppies, or the chance of having 2 puppies who are both dominant genes, or both alleles are dominant, and then you have the chance of 2 puppies, or half, this is 50% and 50%, okay, that are heterozygous for deafness. Now, the one thing you have to know about the dominant and recessive is that if you have one dominant and one recessive, then you're still going to have a puppy that's not deaf. Okay, so when we're talking about dominant, it means this one is going to dominate over that one. So he's going to push it out of the way and decide, I am not going to be deaf. Okay, so now we're going to look again. Let me turn my paper over. And if you guys want to go back and push and play and pause, to get this again, you can do that. Okay, so let's say we have we have 2 dominants, homozygous dominant, and that's dad. And mom is homozygous recessive. Okay, and that just means that she has 2 recessive genes. Okay, so we're going to do our Punnett square again. And you're going to put dad on one side. And like I said, it doesn't matter. Okay, so we've got dad on the side and mom on the top. So now we're going to combine them again. So you have big D, little d, big D, little d, big D, little d, and big D, little d. Okay, so you have all heterozygous. So your big D and your little d, the big D is dominant. So you're still not going to have any puppies who are deaf. Okay? So let's try one more example. You've got dad is big D, little d, and mom is big D, little d. Okay, so this is dad, and this is mom. So they're both heterozygous. They both have one of each. Okay, so let's make our square, our Punnett square. And we're going to put dad on one side, mom on the other. Okay, and anytime you're doing this, it could be any of these combinations. Okay, so you have big D. I'm just comparing what intersects with it. Big D, little d. Okay, little d, big D, but big one always goes first. And then little d, little d. Okay, so the only time that one of the puppies will be deaf is if they are little d, little d. Okay, so they don't have a big dominant not deaf allele to make the decision. Okay, so you have a 1 in 4 chance or 25% chance, that kind of thing. But it's not going to happen every time, but there is a chance of a puppy being deaf. Okay, let's do one more. Big D, little d. Okay, and then little d, little d. Okay, so what that means is that dad is not deaf, but mom is. Because mom has 2 recessives. There's no big D to say you're not going to be deaf. Okay, so let's do our Punnett square. So you have dad is deaf, mom is not. I'm sorry, dad is not deaf, mom is. So let's put dad here and mom here. Okay, so let's do this again. Big D, little d. Okay, and then big D, little d. Then you have little d, little d. Oops, and little d, little d. Okay, so if dad is not deaf and mom is deaf, and dad has one of each, or he's heterozygous, then that means that there's about 50% chance that one of the puppies will be deaf. Okay, so those are your chances for the puppies being deaf. And there's a 50% chance that you won't have a deaf puppy. Okay, now remember, a parent does not have to both be deaf or either one of them being deaf to have a deaf puppy. Okay, these are heterozygous, they're different, but you can still have a small chance of having a deaf puppy. Okay, so that's pretty much what you're doing on the Try This. Okay, so go back and look at it. Look at this video again, or look at the other video I gave you and try those again and see if you can get through it. Now, if it confuses you on the second one, let me put this over here. Okay, if it confuses you on the second one where you have 2 together, just do them separate. So I think it has one on here, 2C, that asks you if you could have both, and let's don't do that one. Okay, so let's just do them both separately. Okay, so if you want to skip 2C, you can do that. All right, so try this again and see if that helps, and let me know if it doesn't. If you're still a little shaky We are going to go over this on Monday after the break. But go ahead and give it a try and let me know if you're still confused. Okay? Hope you guys are doing good. Have a really good break and be well. Don't be going outside and seeing everybody. Okay? Stay in your house so nobody gets sick. Okay? Have a good week. Spring break. Okay, bye.